Therefore, our collective mission must be to grow Heathrow responsibly within environmental boundaries.
Well, that was Thomas Waldby, the CEO of Heathrow, part of his address. Let me put that to Finlay Asher. Now, Finlay's an aerospace engineer. He was also a member of the climate group Safe Landing. So, developments for Heathrow, including make it a greener airport with better facilities for people to travel to and from the airport. What did you make of the plans, Finlay?
Hi Martin, thanks for having me on. So yeah, I'm part of a group of aviation workers from across the industry. We all want a world where aviation can flourish in harmony with nature, and the beauty of flying can be enjoyed by all for generations to come. As we're kind of discussing today, we also want our sector to benefit society and the economy rather than harm it. We're really excited by the opportunity to do that if we make good political decisions. Yeah, I think that's where we then need to get into a bit more nuance here. Is Heathrow Airport the right airport for this? What does the future of flight look like? And does expanding our biggest, largest long-haul hub fit with that? We think that's really difficult.
I get a hint from what you're saying and the introductory phrases that you don't.
Yeah.
But tell me why. This is the only game in town in the UK. If we want a big airport that competes around the world, it's got to be Heathrow, isn't it?
Well, that phrase that the CEO used there, we need to ensure aviation remains within environmental limits. A problem we've got at the moment is we just actually haven't set up those limits. The UK could do this really easily by setting a carbon budget for UK aviation, basically saying this is the amount of fossil fuel that could be sold across each airport across the country, and that needs to be reducing each year. So if we applied that to Heathrow, the plans for expansion would become really difficult, and we think that we'd then look at sort of pivoting our industry towards something different, also something that's sort of a more agile flight path where we could get potential economic benefits and more jobs more quickly, utilising our existing airports that already exist. We do have airports around the UK, private jet airports, more regional airports.
Yes, understood. It sounds like you're pushing back, though, on the Chancellor's argument, which seemed to suggest Heathrow is the only game. If we really want to see a benefit in terms of growth, that Heathrow is the engine that can provide that growth in part, or at least it's the only airport that can seriously do that. You don't agree, Finlay?
No, just because that is a long-haul international aircraft hub, and we don't think that is the future of flying. We think that needs to be limited, but there can be growth elsewhere. So British aviation's future lies in innovation, not expansion. The UK's got a huge economic opportunity. If we pioneer the future of flight, we can back British manufacturing and stimulate the economy by developing the technology of tomorrow, and we could export that worldwide.
Just to push back, it's about exporting. That is the whole point. And most of the freight going to the rest of the world and therefore helping our balance of payments goes through Heathrow. And you're saying, no, we can't expand it.
Well, it's just it's what the science is saying. If you look at most emissions from aviation, there's a small number of long-haul flights that produce the majority of emissions. If you look at the future of technology, hybrid electric, hydrogen, the first aircraft we're going to see are going to be smaller and shorter range, and are going to be more suitable for smaller runways and smaller airports and different terminals from the massive ones that are being proposed today. So Heathrow is a long-haul hub. That obviously there is benefits to that, but also we've got a lot of flights that just fly in from abroad and immediately fly out. We see actually money leaving the economy via tourism deficit, because British people go abroad and spend their money there rather than in the UK. So this is really
We will have to talk. Well, let me just stop you there because we've got other things to do, but we'll talk again because there's a few things there I'd love to discuss with you. Finlay Asher, we will speak again. The climate group Safe Landing is where he is, and he's an aerospace engineer along with his colleagues.